Sangam Age. Sangam was a gathering of Tamil scholars and poets coming from different lands to participate in academic debates and discussions. The Sangams were held frequently between 300 BCE to 300 CE, and this period is known as Sangam Age. It is regarded as golden age of the Tamils, as Sangam literature provides us a glimpse into Tamil society and culture of that time. South India was ruled by many powerful dynasties such as Satavahanas, Cheras, Cholas and Pandyas. The Satavahanas mainly ruled over parts of Maharashtra and the Karnataka-Andhra region. The Chera, Cholas and Pandyas ruled the region south of Satavahana territory. This region was called Tamilakam because the language spoken here was Tamil. Sangam poems mention the Movendar, the word that means the three chiefs used for the heads of three ruling families, the Cholas, the Cheras and the Pandyas. Each of the ruling chief had two power centers, one inland and the other on the coast. So, there were 6 cities, out of which 2 were port cities and of great importance. Puhar or Kaveri Patnam, which was a port of the Chola kings, and Madurai, the capital of Pandyas. Pandya kingdom had Madurai as capital. The kingdom stretched from Kanyakumari up to Vaigai river in the north. Korkai was one of the chief ports of the kingdom. One of the greatest Pandya rulers was Nadu Chelyan, who fought with the Cheras and the Cholas and eventually annexed all their territories. It is said that a Pandya king even sent an ambassador to the court of Roman Emperor Augustus. Chera kingdom had ruled over the whole of present Kerala and northwest Tamil Nadu. Its capital was Vanji, which is located on the banks of river Amravati, a tributary of the river Kaveri. Their chief ports was Muziris on the Malabar coast. The greatest Chera ruler was Shenkotuvan, who is said to have invaded North India and crossed the river Ganga. Their power declined after 2nd century CE. Chola kingdom occupied river Kaveri with Tanjavur as capital and Puhar as the port for sea trade. Tanjavur is also known for its cotton textiles. The greatest Chola ruler was Caracalla. Caracalla means charred leg. It is said that he lost one of his legs in a fire accident. He built the Kalannai Dam across the river Kaveri. He had a powerful navy and annexed Sri Lanka in his time. Vedic rituals were followed and Hinduism flourished to its height in his time. After Caracalla, the power of Cholas rapidly declined. All the 3 kingdoms had victorious expeditions in the north, and some of them had territories up to North India. Sangam text mentions about extensive trade in agricultural products. Towns and cities were fully developed. Kings lived in magnificent palaces and maintained large armies. In religion, many deities were Vishnu and Murugan, Kartik. Trading with distant lands like Rome, Malaysia and China was at its peak. Satavahanas. According to the Puranas, the Satavahanas, also known as Andhras, ruled over 300 years. The Satavahana dynasty was founded in the upper Godavari valley, now in Maharashtra. Its influence later extended over Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. The most famous of the Satavahana rulers was Gautamiputra Satkarni. We know a lot about him from an inscription composed by his mother, Gautami Balashri. The Satavahana kings were called the Lords of Dakshinapatha, or the route leading to the south. At times, the entire South India was called Dakshinapatha. The Satavahanas encouraged both internal and foreign trade. Their kingdom had ports on both the western and eastern coasts. The ports were centers of brisk foreign trade with Arabia, Iran, Egypt, and Rome to the west, and with Burma, Myanmar, and Malaysia to the east. The main items of imports were copper, tin, glass, wine, and precious stones. The exported goods brought gold and silver coins in return. A number of gold coins have been found in the Satavahana kingdom. Women enjoyed a prominent position in Satavahana society. Educated and intelligent women like Gautami Balashri played an important role in running the administration. Amravati sculptures depict women offering worship along with men, taking part in assemblies and entertaining guests. They are said to have participated in religious discussions. The capital of Satavahanas was Paithan or Pratishthan in Maharashtra. They traded with Roman Empire. Some of their coins bear the figure of a ship sailing on the ocean. The Satavahana rulers performed Vedic sacrifices and worshipped Hindu deities. They also promoted Buddhism by giving gifts to Buddhist monks. Their rulers were responsible for the construction of many rock-cut temples and monasteries in Maharashtra. Buddhist stupas were built at Nagarjunkonda and Amravati in Andhra Pradesh. Amravati is most famous for its Buddhist sculptures. Foreign trade. Tamil Nadu carried on an extensive trade with foreign lands from very early times. In the foreign markets, products like spices, sandalwood, rice, cotton, silk, ivory, pearls, and certain animals and birds like peacock were in great demand. Archaeology as well as ancient literary works, both Greco-Roman and Tamil, throw light on the long and interesting story of Indo-Roman trade. The first Roman traders arrived at the port of Muziris, Kerala on the Malabar coast. Those days, sailing around Cape Comorin, Kanyakumari, was too dangerous due to the rough seas and pirates. Hence, these foreigners travelled through the forests of Western Ghats. From there, they travelled on to the market towns and ports on the east coast of India. Many ports on the Coromandel coast emerged as transit depots in the long-distance trade between China, Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka and Rome. The Greeks entered the oceanic trade towards the beginning of 300 BCE. The archaeological and textual evidences reveal that they had harmonious trade relations with the Tamils. They even adopted some of the Tamil names of the common duties in which they traded. In fact, they were the carriers of the South India trade with the West. In ancient Tamil poems, the name Yavana appears to have been applied exclusively to the Greeks and Romans. As pirates infested in the Indian seas, the Greek merchants brought with them archers on board their ships. The superior arms and discipline of Roman soldiers inspired the Tamils to become better acquainted with the Romans and to share their civilization. The Pandyan kings were first to realize the benefit of trade with Romans.